What's up, guys? It is October 1st, as I record this anyway. I'm going to try and put it out today. This is going to be like a little quickie video, which means it might be as long as a lot of my other videos. It just means the editing is going to be really quick. I'm not going to put spend 20 hours putting a bunch of fancy stuff on it. Just catching up with you guys because October's coming, Halloween's coming, so it's a month that I'm going to do a bunch of Halloween movies, not like Michael Myers, but movies that take place on Halloween. And last night I watched a movie that at some point did take place on Halloween called Cobweb, which is kind of funny because I was like, cool, I think I'll watch this movie. And then I was like, I don't think I ever watched it. And then I turn it on, it says watch again. It's on Hulu. And I was like, watch again. I never watched it the first time. And then I push play and it's like showing the credits. I was like, yeah, I guess I did watch it. It's like, why don't I remember this movie? And then this annoying thing happened as I was watching it. It's like I slowly remember everything happening as it's happening. I don't know, I might have been drunk or something. I gotta say, the movie wasn't very good. I didn't like it. I think obviously some people did like it. I don't know of any. I haven't heard anybody talk about this movie, and I don't know. I mean, first I will say the movie looked really good, like the film quality and everything. It's one of those because I think they had cell phones. I was kind of like not paying attention the first like 10 or 15 minutes because I wasn't planning to make a video about this, but I figured why not check in, talk about October a little bit, and then talk about a movie that takes place on Halloween. So I didn't like take notes and stuff. I don't know. It's one of those where it's like, it looks like it takes place in the 80s and it looks good, like film wise. It's filmed very well. It's kind of this dark, kind of bleak. Like you get a feeling for the kid, but it's kind of like why does it look like it takes place in the 80s and then somebody's on a cell phone? Like why did you go to all that trouble? Especially because like story wise, it doesn't matter what year this takes place. It's kind of like It Follows. It looks like it takes place in a late 80s, early 90s neighborhood, but then like the only modern thing in the movie, I think the cars, and then like this girl has like a Palm Pilot or something. And it's just so out of nowhere. It's like, why does she have that? Like the movie, like clearly looks like it's made in the 80s, and it looks like they were going for that. So I was like, why would you go for that look if it doesn't matter what year your movie takes place? But anyway, Cobweb is a story. It's about this little boy. I was reading about it, and it says like it kind of expresses the cycle of violence. Because in this movie, and this is going to be full of spoilers, so if you're planning to watch this, don't watch this video. But as a favor to you, I'm going to make a short video about this movie to save you 90 minutes of your life because this movie's not good. It's about this boy, and he's hearing voices in his wall. And it kind of reminds me like of Black Phone, except in Black Phone, he's getting different voices from a telephone that rings. And it's like, is the phone really ringing or not? Is it a dead person? And that's kind of the feeling I got with this movie. And this movie kind of has a Black Phone look to it. So Black Phone's way better. And if you're thinking about watching this and you haven't seen Black Phone, go watch Black Phone. It's way better. And Black Phone's not like the most awesome movie in the world, but it's pretty good. I like watching it. It has like this feel to it that I really enjoy. Something about kids getting kidnapped and locked up in basements, man. That's kind of my thing. No, this kid, because his parents are like weird and they gaslight him, and you can't. It's hard to tell. It's like, what's wrong with his parents? Do his parents hate him? And he goes to school, and everybody bullies him. So it's kind of weird, like the cycle of violence. Like I don't get it because, like, okay, his parents treat him like crap, but so does everybody else. And he's kind of nice to everybody. Like the only person that's nice to him in this movie is the new teacher. So I'm going to assume that the old teacher was mean to him too. And I wasn't paying attention, but there was an altercation on the playground, and he like broke some kid's foot. The kid, this is funny. The kid is Gary Busey's son. And I remember I watched Salem Seller. If you haven't checked out her podcast, check it out. She's pretty awesome. She does a lot of trailer reactions, etc. But I remember watching her trailer reaction to this video, and I remember she said Gary Busey's son playing like a 10-year-old. I was like, no. I was like, oh, you screwed up. You must mean Jake Busey, Gary Busey's son. So then I looked it up. She was right. It's not Gary Busey's grandson. Gary Busey's like 70 something, and he's got this little 10-year-old son or something like that. His little kid, and the little kid looks just like him. Poor guy. It's kind of funny. It's like, yeah, that's definitely a Busey, but it turns out he's straight from the Busey. It turns out the girl in the wall, the voice he's hearing, his parents like punish him whenever he does bad, and he's like trying to tell his teacher stuff. Sorry, to skip really quick. He's trying to like reach out to somebody because he wants help because his parents are like crazy and gaslight him, and they punish him, and they lock him in the basement, and they do all this weird stuff. So he's always trying to reach out to the teacher, but he always gets busted. And then the voice keeps talking to him, and it turns out it's like it's his sister, and there's some dead kid buried in the backyard, and the sister like wants him to save her, so he does. And then it's kind of like The Ring when the kid's like, "What do you mean you saved her?" Because like his sister's bad news for some reason. If you have a daughter who's deformed and you neglect her, and I guess not, I don't really understand how the daughter's alive because I don't think anybody's feeding her. She's just in there, and she goes from being deformed and unloved. She turns into this evil monster, and I don't know what she eats because she can't get out of there. And so she makes her appearance, and I think she like wanted to kill the main boy. I think his name was Peter. I think it was Peter. She like wants to kill him because she's jealous because he got. Well, this was not my assessment. I was reading this article. It was saying that her hatred for him was because he got the life she always wanted. It's like, really, on what planet does anybody want his life? Because hers is probably worse, but he's got his parents who are crazy and treat him like crap and lock him in the basement. He's got bullies that beat him up every day, and even the girls are picking on him. The girls are meaner to him than the boys. So it's like, at what point of Peter's life are you jealous of? I mean, you kind of got off easy because you're deformed. Imagine what they would have done to you. But then at that moment that she comes out, Peter kind of escapes, and like the bully, Busey's little son, he comes back with like three friends, and they want to beat the shit out of Peter, which is funny because Peter, I'm not sure what age these guys are supposed to be. I'd say seventh grade tops, but I don't even think they're that old. And these dudes that little Busey brings, they're like grown men. I think they're supposed to be like late teens, like 17 or 18, but they're like grown men. They're gonna beat the shit out of those little kids. Three of them. I think they had weapons. And they're like, they go into his house and they're looking for him. Like, oh, you gotta come out sometime because this is actually Halloween when this is happening. And so they start looking for him, and then the sister like kills them slowly, one by one. Oh, but before this happened, because it's portrayed like Peter was tricked into poisoning his parents, because his sister convinces him that they're evil. So he's got to kill them if he wants to escape. Before he can save her, he's got to kill them. So he poisons them at dinner, and they die. But like they were evil. They killed a little girl and buried her in the backyard. It's just the sister didn't let on that. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm evil too. Everybody in his life is evil, and he's fucked. But then his teacher shows up because he's been he called her, and she's worried about him. So she shows up, kind of saves the day, and then the ending kind of drops off where it's like you think it's over, and then his sister's like, "I'm gonna follow you forever," and then it just ends abruptly, and you're just like, "What the fuck?" I don't know. It wasn't very good. It looked good though, but yeah, if you want to watch that, go ahead. Or if you did watch it and you enjoy it and you want to argue with me about it, leave me a comment in the notes or a note in the comments. And enjoy October. We're just getting started, man. It's scary movie season. So if you like this video, hit like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.